Hey friends, Josh with Lappin Bookkeeping Services, and today we are back with another DIY training for those of you who want to do the book work yourself. This is where we show you how to do it. So today's topic, we are going to be talking about connecting bank accounts and credit cards, which is super important. And we'll just talk a little bit about the banking process and credit card transaction process in general. So, when you're working at QuickBooks, you definitely want to have your bank accounts and credit cards connected to QuickBooks because it's going to make things a lot easier for you. So, I'm going to show you how to do that today. This is a general QuickBooks account here, so everything should be relatively similar. And as you can see here, this particular account already has a variety of checking accounts, saving accounts, and credit cards connected. So if you go to your left-hand navigation side, you're going to see a column for transactions. You're just going to click on that and expand it. You're going to go to bank transactions. And once that pulls up, you're going to have a couple of different options here. You can see the accounts that are currently here, and you can see that they're pulling in transactions throughout the month, which is what we wanted to do. So to link an account, it's very simple. You just go to link account. It's going to run you through a little wizard. You're going to go find your particular bank or credit card provider. We'll just choose this one. And then you're going to go through the prompts to have it connected. So I'm sure if you've done any kind of online banking before, it's going to be very similar. It's going to give you the option to sign into your account and then go through the various security protocols, and then it's going to connect it. So being that this is a demo account, it's not going to show all that here. But if the name of your bank or credit card is not showing up, you just go over here and you can type it in. Most relatively decent sized banks are going to have the option to connect it to QuickBooks, but there are some that don't. I personally have a savings account that's with a local bank that does not currently connect with QuickBooks. So in that case, there's two other things you can do. First thing you would want to do is, if this is the case where you cannot connect your account, you want to go to the transaction side again, and you want to go down to the chart of accounts. And this is the list of all your accounts that you currently use for your bookkeeping and accounting. At the top, it usually has the checking and savings accounts. Those are the number ones accounts that usually show up, and you can see they're connected by the arrows going back and forth. So if you have an account that you cannot connect, what you need to do is go over here and add a new account. And you're going to select bank. And obviously this is going to go under bank accounts. Then you would select the account of the type of banking account it is. We're just going to put something generic in here. Let's see, bank. Bank one, just so we know what it is. And then we'll save. And what's going to happen is you should see it pop up here in your chart of accounts. So there's now this bank account that's sitting there. So to get transactions into this bank account, there's two ways if it's not connected. The first way is the manual way. You actually go into the register, and this is almost like keeping a digital checkbook. If you go here, you've got all these options where you can add a check, you can add a deposit, you can add a sales receipt, you can receive payments, you can create an expense, transfer, pretty much any function that you need to do. So in these cases, you would essentially choose the type of transaction, and then you're going to fill out the date, the person or company paid, the account that this belongs to. If you need to put some kind of note there in the memo, and then since this is a deposit, you would enter the amount of deposit, and that you would do that going forward. So if this is a large account, it could be quite tedious to do that. So the other way to get your transactions into the register is you go to your gear icon and then you go to import data. And then most of the banks are going to have some kind of way to download information. So in this case, you would choose bring in the bank data. And what you're going to do is you're going to download a file from your bank. It's going to be, well, it has to be in one of these file types in order for it to work. So a lot of times the CSV works really well, but there are also different file types. And once you get that information, you're just going to go through this process of uploading your account information. It's going to run you through a wizard when you have something to select, and you would go through that process. So those are the three ways that you can get your banking information into your QuickBooks account. So, you've got the preferred way is to get it connected, because then the transactions are automatically going to show up. But if you can't get it connected, what you're going to do is you're going to either have to manually type them in, which is okay for a smaller account, or you're going to have to import them. The only disadvantage of the manual inputting and the importing, other than obviously the more work, is that they're not going to show up on this screen here. So only the accounts that are connected are going to show on the screen, but those other bank accounts or credit cards will still show on your chart of accounts in here, and it's still going to show on your balance sheet. So you'll still be able to see it when you run your financial reports. Let's see if I'll do it here real quick. Let's set year to date. Well, this one is not showing anything because there's no balance there yet. So it's not on the balance sheet yet. And then to check your balances in, at least as far as QuickBooks goes, for an unconnected account, you could just go here back to the chart of accounts and go to the register, and you would see if there was a balance there. So those are the ways that you can get your banking, credit card, savings accounts, or money markets into QuickBooks so that you can get them processed appropriately and keep up with what's going on.